I was supposed to be the happiest girl in that restaurant. Candlelight, soft piano music, a ring hidden under a glass of champagne. Every detail felt like a scene from a movie. And when Ethan got down on one knee, my heart actually forgot how to beat. "Lena," he said, his voice shaking, "will you marry me?" I nodded before he even finished the question. People clapped. Strangers smiled. I cried, the kind of tears you only cry once in your life. It was perfect. At least, it looked perfect. The first crack came later that night, when Ethan went to shower. His phone lit up on the nightstand, a message preview I wasn't meant to see. Did she say yes? I hope she likes the ring, it was supposed to be mine. The name under it froze me. Emily. Ethan's ex-fiancé. I stared at the screen, waiting for it to disappear, praying I was misreading everything. But then another message came. "You always keep your promises, Ethan. Even when you shouldn't." My heart dropped. I opened his phone. I shouldn't have, but I did. There were messages, photos, call logs. Conversations that didn't sound like exes catching up. And the worst part? The first photo I saw was a ring. The same ring that was on my finger. I sat on the edge of the bed, phone shaking in my hands. My reflection in the dark screen looked like someone else, someone who didn't know the man she'd just said yes to. The shower water ran in the background, steady and calm, like nothing in the world was wrong. But the texts kept coming. "I can't believe you actually did it. She's wearing my ring, Ethan. How could you? You said you'd fix this before proposing." My throat went dry. Before proposing. I opened their chat. The messages went back months. Photos of them together, dinners, holidays. The last one was just a week ago. He told her, "I just need to make it official with her first. Then we can end this quietly." The room tilted. My hands went cold. Her first. When Ethan came out of the shower, towel around his waist, smiling like the same man who'd promised me forever an hour ago, I couldn't even speak. He kissed my forehead and said, "You okay, baby? You look pale." I wanted to scream, to throw the phone at him, to demand the truth. But instead, I smiled. Just tired. He believed it. As soon as he fell asleep, I got dressed, slipped the ring off my finger, and left. Outside, the city lights blurred through my tears. I walked for blocks before realizing where my feet had taken me. To Emily Street. Her name was still on his phone bill. I'd seen the address. And right there, under the cold yellow streetlight, I made a decision. If Ethan could play both of us, then it was time both of us learned everything. Emily's apartment was in the old part of town, narrow brick building, 3rd floor, one window lit. I hesitated at the door, heart racing. What was I even doing here? Part of me wanted to turn back. But curiosity, or maybe rage, wouldn't let me. I knocked once. Then again. The door opened halfway. Emily stood there, barefoot, messy hair, eyes red like she hadn't slept. For a moment, we just stared at each other. Her voice was low. "You must be Lena." Hearing my name from her lips felt strange, like she'd practiced it. "I think we need to talk," I said. She sighed, opened the door wider, and stepped aside. The apartment smelled like old coffee and perfume. On the table, a half-empty glass of wine and, God, a framed photo of Ethan, smiling. She followed my gaze. "Yeah," she said bitterly. "I should have thrown that out months ago." I didn't sit. "You knew he was going to propose, didn't you?" Emily gave a hollow laugh. "He sent me a picture of the ring last year. Said he bought it for me." She looked up. I didn't think he'd actually use it on someone else. Something in her tone cracked, not jealousy. Regret. "He told me it was over," I said. Her eyes softened, but not with pity. "He said the same to me. He told me you were temporary. That you didn't even love him." My stomach twisted. "He said that?" She nodded. "He's been playing both sides for months. He's not who you think he is, Lena." I frowned. "Then who is he?" Emily looked toward the window, whispering, "You should probably ask his wife." The room went silent. "His what?" I breathed. Emily's eyes met mine. "He's been married this whole time." For a moment, I thought I'd misheard her. The word wife hung in the air, heavy and impossible, like it didn't belong in the same universe as the man who kissed me goodnight every day. "Emily, what did you just say?" I managed. She rubbed her temples, voice shaking. He's married, Lena. Her name's Caroline. They live outside the city. I found out 2 months ago. I stared at her, trying to breathe. That's not possible. He's with me almost every night. Emily gave a bitter smile. Yeah, that's what I said when I found you. She walked to a drawer, pulled something out, and tossed it onto the table. A photo, Ethan at a lake house, laughing, holding a blonde woman close. Her left hand shimmered with a gold ring. He told me she was his sister, Emily said quietly. But she isn't. The room tilted again. It wasn't just cheating. It wasn't just lies. This was layers of betrayal, like I was just another mask he wore. Why are you showing me this? I asked, voice trembling. Emily met my eyes. Because when I told him I was done, he started following me. He called from blocked numbers. I think he's scared of something bigger than us. What are you saying? She swallowed hard. I'm saying he's not just lying about love. He's lying about who he is. My phone buzzed suddenly. I looked down, Ethan. One message. Don't trust her. Please, Lena. You're in danger. I looked up at Emily, pale, tense. Then another message popped up. If she told you about Caroline, she's already lied to you. Emily's face hardened. What did he say? I met her gaze, my heart pounding. He said not to trust you. Her expression didn't change, except for the smallest, coldest smile. Good, she said. Because I don't trust you either. The silence between us stretched thin, heavy with something I couldn't name. The rain outside had started again, slow, steady, like a heartbeat counting down. Emily leaned back against the table, crossing her arms. You think I'm making this up? That he's some innocent man who just accidentally proposed to 2 women and forgot to mention his wife. I didn't answer. My phone buzzed again. Leave her apartment now, Lena. Please. She's not who she says she is. I looked at Emily, my voice shaking. Why is he saying that? What are you hiding? She gave a low laugh. I could ask him the same question. Then she turned and walked to the kitchen. The sound of a drawer sliding open made my stomach twist. I half expected something sharp, but when she came back, she wasn't holding a knife. She was holding a USB drive. She set it on the table. You want proof? There. Everything you need to know about Ethan is on that drive. I hesitated. What's on it? She looked right at me. The reason Caroline, his wife, disappeared last year. The air seemed to leave the room. What do you mean disappeared? I whispered. She went missing, Emily said flatly. Police said she left voluntarily. But Ethan told me she had a breakdown. I didn't believe him then. I definitely don't now. I stared at the drive, pulse racing. You think he? She cut me off. I don't think, Lena. I know. The room went dead quiet. Then, from outside, came the sound of tires on gravel. Headlights swept across the curtains, slow, deliberate. Emily's voice dropped to a whisper. He's here. I turned toward the door, my chest tightening. And then came the knock, 3 slow, heavy taps that made my blood run cold. The knock echoed through the apartment, slow, deliberate, like whoever stood on the other side wasn't in a hurry to be let in. Emily froze mid-breath. My pulse thundered in my ears. Another knock. Louder this time. She whispered, "Don't say anything." We stood there, silent, the rain tapping against the windows in uneven rhythm. A shadow passed under the door. The peephole went dark. My phone buzzed in my hand. A message. Lena. Don't open the door. Please. Just listen to me. I typed back quickly. Where are you? 3 dots appeared. Then disappeared. Emily moved closer to the door, her voice a whisper. It's him. I can tell. I wanted to ask how she could possibly know, but her face said everything, that mixture of fear and rage that only someone who's been hurt by the same person could recognize. The knock came again, followed by a voice. Emily. I just want to talk. It was Ethan. My stomach turned. Hearing his voice through that door felt wrong, too calm, too careful. Emily shook her head. He doesn't come here unless he wants something. The door rattled. Emily, open up. Please. She grabbed my wrist and whispered, go. Out the back. Now. But my feet wouldn't move. I needed answers. I stepped toward the door and shouted, "Ethan, what's going on? What is this?" Silence. Then, finally, his voice quieter, almost pleading. "Lena, I need that drive. You don't understand what's on it." Emily went pale. "You told her about it?" I turned to her, confusion rising. "He said he just found out." She cut me off. "No. He gave it to me, Lena." The room spun. "You're lying." But before either of us could say another word, the front door lock clicked, slow and deliberate. And Ethan's voice came from inside the apartment. "I told you not to trust her." My heart nearly stopped. He was inside. Emily's eyes widened, and she backed toward the kitchen, whispering, "There's another door." "He has a key." Ethan stepped out from the shadows of the hallway like he'd been waiting there forever, soaked from the rain, shirt half untucked, eyes darker than I'd ever seen them. "Lena," he said softly, almost tenderly, "you shouldn't have come here." I took a step back. "You lied to me. About everything." He sighed, glancing toward Emily. "I told you not to involve her. Now look what you've done." Emily laughed bitterly. "What I've done? You're the one who made two women believe they were your future." He ran a hand through his hair, frustrated. "You don't get it. None of this was supposed to happen." "Then explain it." I snapped. "Tell me why your wife disappeared. Why you're pretending to be someone you're not." His expression hardened. "Because the truth will get you killed." The air went still. Emily froze. "What truth?" I whispered. He hesitated, his eyes starting between us. "That Caroline isn't missing. She's alive. And she's not my wife." Emily frowned. "Then who is she?" He looked at me. "She's yours." I blinked. "Mine? What are you talking about?" Ethan stepped closer. "Caroline isn't my wife, Lena. She's your sister." The words didn't make sense, they couldn't. My chest tightened as I tried to process it. "My sister's dead. She died when I was 12. He shook his head slowly. "No, Lena. She didn't." Emily whispered, "Oh my God." I could barely breathe. "Then who the hell are you?" Ethan's voice dropped to a whisper. "The man she hired to keep you from finding out the truth." And then, before either of us could speak again, there was a sound from the hall. Footsteps. Soft. Measured. Coming closer. A woman's voice echoed through the doorframe. Calm. Familiar. "Step away from her, Ethan." I turned and froze. It was her. Caroline. The sister I thought I'd buried 15 years ago. For a moment, I couldn't move. Couldn't breathe. Couldn't think. She looked exactly how I remembered, only older. The same soft eyes, the same little scar above her brow from when we used to race our bikes down the hill as kids. But it was her. It was Caroline. "Lena," she said softly, "put the phone down and come here." My body obeyed before my mind could catch up. My hand trembled as I lowered the phone, every heartbeat thudding in my throat. "You're not real," I whispered. "You died." "They said." "I know what they said," she cut me off, her voice sharp. "That was the point." Ethan took a cautious step back. "Caroline, don't." "Shut up," she hissed. "You've done enough damage." Emily stood frozen near the kitchen counter, her eyes starting between us like she'd walked into a scene she didn't belong in. "I don't understand. What's going on?" Caroline's eyes never left mine. "You were supposed to be protected, Lena. That's why Ethan was in your life. That's why I stayed away. But someone changed the plan." My throat tightened. "Protected from what?" Her jaw clenched. "From him." She pointed at Ethan. He raised his hands slowly. "Caroline, don't twist this. You hired me." She cut him off again, her tone like a blade. "To keep her safe, not to fall in love with her." My knees went weak. You knew about us?" Caroline nodded, a tear slipping down her cheek. "Every message. Every dinner. Every lie. I watched it all." The room spun. "Why?" I demanded. "Why would you do that to me?" Her voice softened, breaking. "Because, Lena, you weren't supposed to know who I really am. Or what our family did." I blinked through the blur of tears. "What are you talking about?" Caroline stepped closer, her expression shifting from guilt to something colder. "The night they said I died," she whispered, "I found out the truth about our parents. About us." She looked past me, her eyes fixed on the USB drive still sitting on the table. That's why I disappeared. Caroline's gaze returned to me, steady and haunted. Proof, she said, that our father didn't just ruin lives, he erased them. And before anyone could speak again, the lights went out. Darkness swallowed the room in an instant. For a heartbeat, all I could hear was breathing, ragged, uneven, terrified. Then a voice. Ethan's. Don't move. A flashlight beam flickered on, slicing through the black. The beam landed on Caroline, her face pale, her hand clutching something metallic. The USB drive. Give it to me, Ethan said. His voice wasn't gentle anymore. It was sharp. Controlled. Caroline's hand shook. You think you can keep this buried forever? You think no one will find out what you did for him? Emily whispered, What's happening? Who's him? Caroline's eyes flicked toward me. Our father, she said. Ethan wasn't protecting us. He was protecting him. Ethan's jaw tightened. You don't know what you're talking about. Caroline stepped closer, the flashlight catching the shimmer of tears on her face. You think I don't remember? The experiments? The files? The adoptions? I was the first one he tried to erase. I shook my head, tears spilling over. You're not making sense. She turned to me. Lena, listen to me. You were never adopted. You were created. The words hit like thunder. What? I whispered. Caroline's voice broke. Dad was working on genetic replication, illegal research. You weren't born, Lena. You were built from me. A copy. That's why he made Ethan stay close. To watch you. To make sure you never learned the truth. My legs nearly gave out. I backed against the wall, shaking my head. No, that's not. Ethan's voice cracked. Lena, I didn't want you to find out like this. I stared at him, realization twisting in my chest. You knew. He closed his eyes. From the start. Caroline stepped between us, voice trembling. Dad's gone, Lena. But what he did, it's still out there. That drive proves it. And if Ethan gets it back. She didn't finish. Because Ethan lunged. The flashlight crashed to the floor. A struggle, shouting, glass breaking, the sound of a scream. Then silence. When I found the light again, Ethan was gone. Emily too. Only Caroline remained kneeling on the floor, clutching her side, the USB drive still in her bloodied hand. She looked up at me, eyes soft despite the pain. Take it, before they find you too. Caroline, you need help. Promise me, she whispered. Don't let them rewrite you the way they did me. And then, she went still. The rain outside slowed to a whisper. I took the drive from her hand, my reflection flickering in the dark screen of the TV. For the first time, I didn't know who I was, only who I wasn't. My name wasn't Lena. It was Caroline again. And somewhere in the shadows, my father's experiment had just begun again.